Today I fucked up by calling a client Karen on the recorded line. For some background, I work in the banking industry and am currently supporting the client outreach calls for paycheck protection loans. At this point, we have a lot of approvals from the SBA, but people need to actually accept the offer so they can get their money. I usually work in a role that doesn't face clients at all, so my soft skills are pretty rough around the edges. I call the client, let's say her name is Kelly. Fast forward through the introduction, she is very upset her loan was approved for $7,500 when the requested amount was $10,000. To give you some perspective, some clients are being offered less than $2,000 with an original request amount of $20,000. Have no control over the calculation that is all done by underwriting and based on the US Treasury guidelines for the program. Kelly, what do you mean I was only approved for $7,500? Am I being punked? I need to speak with your manager. Me, ma'am, I do not have access to your specific record. I am only calling to inform you there has been an approval provided by the SBA and there is a limited time for us to deposit the money. Kelly, this is a disgrace. How is that supposed to help my business? I'm going to lose everything because of your company. I sent in all of my paperwork and my accountant said I should get $10,000. I can't believe this. Me, Ms. Kelly, please understand I want to help you in gaining access to as much funding as possible, but at this point the option is to accept the offer as it was approved by the SBA based on your application and the supporting documents you submit. You do not have to accept the offer if Kelly, you are not listening to me. I demand to speak with your supervisor now. I have almost $2 million on deposit with you and I will take every penny out and close my bank and investment accounts if you do not put a supervisor on the line. IN543 me, are you kidding me right now, Karen? I told you I do not have access. Kelly, what did you just call me? Me, Kelly, you just called me Karen. That's like the N-word. I can't believe this. Not even white. How dare you? I will be contacting your CEO, you racist bastard. Click. It was an honest mistake. I must have subconsciously called her Karen because of how she was acting, but honestly her name was another K name and it was a mistake. I'm very frightful she will get the recorded call pulled and am hopeful my managers understand I didn't try to call her Karen as an insult, even though it definitely came across that way. Too long didn't read. I called an upset client Karen by mistake, on a recorded line, and now she is going to escalate the call to our CEO. I quite possibly can be in a lot of trouble if this call is pulled because my tone wasn't the nicest and it definitely comes off as an insult even though it was an honest mistake. She has $2 million in the bank but a missing $2,500 is going to cause her to lose everything. Lamau, what the fuck? The richest people are the ones who complain about $2.50 ATM fee. It happens all the time. How could it be like the N-word if she says Karen instead of the K-word? If you're comparing the badness of two words, and you won't even say one of them, that's the worst word. John Mulaney. If you think being called Karen is like being called the N-word, you are a Karen. I've worked a lot of phone customer service positions. Depending on your relationship with your direct lead / sup, you might want to consider telling them what happened before it comes back around. It would add credibility to your side of things, and a lot of leads will go to bat for their employees if they have a good relationship. You will want to gauge your own work relationship before deciding this, but if you really think the customer will go over your head and report you, it would be best to get under the situation before that happens. I work in outsource credit union member services and the abusive calls I get about IRS stimulus payouts are just ridiculous. Being the messenger sucks. Woman face palming, thumbs down. Today I fucked up by getting in a high-speed police chase. Buckle up, it's a long one. This is a fast-paced today I fucked up, many years ago, and as such is better if read really fast. Ready set go. So working in a restaurant is fun. One of the best perks to working in a restaurant is getting drunk with your co-workers after your shift is done. So one Friday night after the shift was over, me, M23, and the typical 23 to 40 MF, people decide to go to the closest bar to do our normal after Friday shift drinking. This time was a little different to start because we invited our new busser, 22M, to come with us. Little bit of an odd guy but very social and down to drink. Everyone meets at the typical bar down the street. Drive the busser. So at the bar things are going normal. We are all sitting together, drinking, getting drunk, talking to strangers, and each other and drinking. The busser was doing a pretty good job of being social. I was told later that he was being creepy as hell. So I thought to myself, this guy really cool. Well, 2 o'clock is rolling around and the hot chick server of the group says we should all go back to her place to eat pot stickers and frozen taquitos. Awesome. Whatever you say. I was beyond caring about anything at that point. At this point in the story I will note, do not drink and drive, it is dumb on many levels. Get an Uber. This was in an old time and we were all young and dumb. Typically a couple of the more responsible older people stop drinking early and not drink enough to break the law, and they drive people home or wherever. Well, as we decide who can drive and who's driving, I decide I am too drunk to drive. But the busser guy says he was not that drunk at all and he stopped hours ago. I was too happy to realize how I did not really know who this guy and that maybe he should not be driving. Well, I thought little of it. I say, hey, here are my keys, why don't you drive us there then? So off we go. Not to make this anticlimactic, but we make it there safe. Kind of hazy my memory, but me and the busser, after being in the house for a bit, decide we need to go buy cigars from the gas station for rolling. Off we go again. This guy has my trust with my car, so I let him drive again. Okay, so we start driving for like 5 minutes and the dude kind of rolls through a red light. I am drunk and guess he wanted to seem cool, so let's just say I didn't discourage him from doing it again. So of course dude goes through another red light. It's like 3 a.m. mind you, so no cars are on the road. But their cop that was turning at that same intersection. Well, like a good cop he turns on his lights and starts to turn around after us. And like a good GTA driver, my dude pretty much floors it, flying my car down this 40-mile-per-hour road. Did I mention he was driving down the wrong way of this road? So the cop is chasing us for 2 minutes when I say, maybe you should turn down there and pull over, as I point down a random road, was all I could get out of me. He didn't respond. I was actually pretty calm given the situation. I remember looking back at this point and seeing like 4 cop cars chasing us. Unique visual memory. Oh, and both the seat belts were broken and useless, not that that matters. I can't believe how dumb I am for not immediately fixing those. So probably going like 90 miles per hour he is barreling down this 4-lane road, the wrong way, when this cop way ahead is semi-obviously throwing those road spike strips out. I hate to admit this, but I was really impressed, still to this day, at how easily and smoothly my driver was able to avoid those spike strips. This obstacle maneuver also caused us to move back into the correct lanes, so you know at least we are making a little progress. By this time it's like 10 minutes or so in, we are being followed by a flock freaking cops. Guess not too much action at 3:15 a.m. The road must have been by a stream or a river at this point, because these big boulders, car size, were lining the side of the road on the driver's side. Added this detail so you know there is not many places to turn or go. We see up ahead that they blocked the road off with 2 or 3 cops' cars. My driver busser buddy then slows my car to like 5 miles per hour and looks at me and says, "Are you ready?" Now I am thinking, ready? Ready for bed? Ready for another drink? Ready to smoke? Oh no. He meant ready to bail out, because that is what he did, as I was thinking what he could possibly be talking about. Oh, okay. So I just want to take a moment to tell you all what I was thinking at this point, because a few thoughts were going off my head. A. Wow, if these cops did not see him just jump out right now, I will take 100% of the blame for this. B. I am in a car that is now hurtling at 8 miles per hour at this cop barricade. C. That dude is not cool. I quickly thought to myself, I will save you, broccoli. Car was a dark green old Lexus I bought on Craigslist with lots of little problems, but I loved it. I got out of the passenger seat, scooched over my center console and stopped the car a good like 5 car lengths before the barricade or so. No harm done. So at this point I am sitting in this car with more than enough lights on me, thinking this probably doesn't look good. I get out of the car with my hands up and face the lights. I can see, despite the lights, at least like 10 guns pointed at me. I lied face down on the ground with my arms fully extended to my sides. It told me to do that with a loudspeaker. Someone eventually came over and handcuffed me and led me into the back of a police cruiser. I was questioned in the back of the cop car by multiple policemen multiple times. I kept saying I was not the driver and yada yada. They kept asking me the same questions. I kept answering the same way. Sometimes they would start the question with "so you were driving and this and this and this." Would begin my answer with "I was not driving with that and that and that." I was seriously so scared I was going to be going to jail for a crime I did not commit. I was thinking I will need lawyers to interview my other co-workers so they can say I was not driving. Then I saw my buddy getting thrown into the cop car in front of mine. Seeing the back of his head was one of the most relieving moments of my life. They eventually let me go. I asked about my car and they said they were going to tow it. One cop was a jerk and did not tell me where, but a younger one told me the name of the tow company. Last thing one of the cops said was "thank you for being honest even though you are completely hammered," and then told me now to walk away before they change their mind or some empty threat along those lines. Aftermath: I could not get my car out until 30 days had passed because of some BS law. $50 a day plus $250 towing fee, x 30 math. I barely afforded it after a month of saving. The guy got out of jail a few days later because he would need to go to court a few months later. DUI, felony evading. He got 6 months in jail, let out early. One extra tidbit before you guys move to the next. Today I fucked up. He brought this packet into the restaurant later a few days after. It literally had everything he did from the police's point of view. Details are: they saw him jump out. When asked who was driving, he told them I was the driver. Tried to throw me under the bus. I confronted him about this and he said he didn't know me so he did not care. After a few questions after that, they asked him if he was aware he was driving on the wrong side of the road. He answered, "Yes, I was aware I was driving on the wrong side of the road." Thank you for reading. My first time typing and submitting a "today I fucked up" without a problem. Hopefully too long. Didn't read. Let new co-worker drive my car and got into a high-speed chase. Silver. My first ever award. Thank you. So happy. In an alternate timeline where James Bond is a fucking asshole. So, no, not for that. One day, he came in while off duty, walked into the back and grabbed a cup of soup, ate it while at the bar. People did not like him so they told on him. He got fired. Towing companies and car impounds seem like they should be criminal from every story I've heard. Honestly, you should have sued him for the price of the impound lot and car towing costs. Yeah, this is definitely better if you read it fast. Wonderful journey though. Today I fucked up by masturbating using a pillow for the past 5 years of my life. I'm quaking on the sofa and I can't even fucking okay at my parents and they're not even acknowledging my existence and I don't blame them. I want to die. Fucking literally. I'm on mobile and life support. Throw away it obviously. So for context, I was 11 when I discovered masturbating. Well, I discovered the feeling of rubbing my dick against my pillow until I orgasm. I was young, I didn't make any cum or anything, but it felt nice, so I kept going almost every night. Fucking mistake. So one day when I was maybe 13, I started making liquid when I had an orgasm and I didn't think anything of it. It's probably normal, right? So I kept fucking doing it like the virgin I am. 14, we had sex ed for the first time. I learnt what it was and what was happening. Here was my big mistake. I kept fucking going, oh god, why? I kept coming all over this poor pillow, god. So I've done this, knowing what I was doing, for the last 2 years. Until today. Never change my pillow sheets. My parents always do it for me. Usually when I'm out. Well, I wasn't out today. I walk into my room about to crash and my mum is taking all the sheets off saying we're going to clean them for you and get you fresh ones. Whatever. Yeah, thanks mum. I walk back downstairs, not thinking anything of it. Go about my day as normal, ordinary, whatever. Until I decide to go and check how my room is going. I see the pillow with the sheet off. Fucking covered in cum stains. I mean, there wasn't a spot uncovered by my jizz, it was mental actually. A few thoughts went through my head. Jesus, there's so much. Wait, it would have been like this in the past. Do they know what it is? That's when my mum decided it was time to make her big entrance, where she saw me staring at the pillow. She looked down at it, then back up at me. I have to go somewhere. I fucking ran like hell all the way to my friend's house until dinner. Fuck me, fuck my life, fuck my existence. Too long didn't read. I used my pillow to masturbate for 5 years without realizing my parents could see the stains every time they cleaned my sheets. Edit, 800 people, laughing at my shame. I'm glad it brings you entertainment. Edit 2, holy fuck, 7K Jesus, and someone even asked to make I think a video about it? Haha. You just fucking left her jizz in there, man? WTF is wrong with you? Everything. You slept on this pillow and it didn't stink? You have literally been sleeping on the grave of your unborn children. Classic J Blizzarian. Holy mother of God, how crusty was your bed? Must have been like sleeping in the middle of a pile of thick, cum-stained tissue paper. No, just the pillow which I slept on every night. The pillow you put your head on every night? Talking about the one above your neck. No more no less, my friend. Frown.